So I was born in South Korea. I was adopted when I was around 8 months old. I grew up just outside of Toronto in a town called Newmarket, where I lived for, I believe it was like 10 years with my adoptive family. And right before, the summer before 5th grade, we all moved to Sioux Center, Iowa, right in the northwest corner of Iowa.
I was born here in Wisconsin and grew up actually right where you were looking. We went to respiratory therapy school together at Pima in Denver and met the first day. We actually were the first two that arrived and got to ride up in the elevator together. So met in the elevator and then got into the classroom, and he sat on one side in the back and I sat directly on the other side in the back. So we were both really quiet. I think the first day jitters hit us and all that fun stuff, but met in the elevator. Yeah.
Smoking hot.
Oh gosh.
Through the first couple weeks of class, I really saw that she knew her stuff, and it was very impressive. But first impression, very, very good looking.
I thought he was pretty cute too, but he was the quiet boy who sat in the back of the room, and I always knew that his grades were a little bit above mine, so maybe try even harder because I wanted to beat all of his test scores. But he didn't say a whole lot, so I got to answer all the questions, but I think he was a little bit smarter than I was, so. And he said, and I think probably more joking than anything, goes, well, why don't you just come out to Denver then? And the kids were, gone for a couple weeks for the summer, so I had a week left, and I said, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I checked out a mail that night and started driving to Denver. Just needed to drive, needed to clear my head. It was one of those things. And that was the first time he told me he liked me, which I had told him back in June that I liked him. And he ignored me. Just kidding. He didn't. We stayed friends. But then in August, he told me he liked me. And so I did. I drove out there and stayed at a hotel out there a little ways from his house. And we hung out. And I saw him that night, like you said, after he got off of work.
We went to a little place called the Cherry Cricket. It's a burger joint in Cherry Creek in Denver. We went there and sat in this little table outside on the patio, and I ordered a burger and she ordered some chicken fingers and I ate my burger and I ate her chicken fingers and it was nice. I don't think it was an exact moment that I realized. I think it really started brewing from that first trip. I know by the second time that she came out to see me, it was real. Like it was definitely something that had been in my mind, even from the first trip. I think with the circumstances that are at hand, it's kind of hard not to be thinking about, the future and really taking things seriously. So I think for sure by the second trip, I think it was definitely weighing on me pretty heavily that this could be it, or this is what I want, forever. So
like we had a growing friendship, and we had known each other. We've known each other 3 years. I've been friends all throughout it, and really I think that first trip I never would have made it. I don't think if I didn't see a lot of potential in it. So we definitely, the first trip out there, it was a lot of fun, a lot of getting to know each other. And by that second trip, it was becoming a lot more serious pretty quick. But I think even in that time in between, just all the talking and, when you're long distance, you're forced to do so much talking, because if you don't communicate, you can't have a relationship. So that was one of those things that we, really, I think, progressed pretty quick. But especially with having such a past of knowing each other, that was really a helpful thing.
So I talked to the people at the Radisson, and I kind of chit-chatted and emailed back and forth with their concierge people and got the room kind of set up. I had not, since it's in Kalamazoo, I had not been able to look to see what it was going to look like or anything like that. So it was a surprise to me too of what they were going to really do. So anyway, we got there that night and we went up to the room, and I told her to wait outside the room because I had a surprise for her. and I stuck my phone, or her phone, because I didn't have a smartphone at the time. Stuck her phone in and put it on one of our favorite songs, Never Stop by Safety Suit, and told her to close her eyes and go in the room. And I stood there and I wrapped my arms around her from behind and told her I loved her, and then told her to open her eyes. And so she saw everything, and I had the ring in my back pocket and told her to turn around, and then I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me.